turn my back, you laughing.
Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Detroit Lions. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
On the double. 47, Mike 47. Now 66. Bullet high. Ready, go.
They'll start on the ground with Lynch. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw on second down, Franks. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
All right, T, let's go. All right, T. Begin. Hey, check Mike 47. Check Mike 47. No game.
On 3rd and 2, Franks firing quickly here, and that's complete. A third down gain of 19.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Throwing on first down, Franks. He'll get this one to Galladay. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. Jerome Baker there on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 6 at the Saints 39-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
2nd and 6. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 24-yard line. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
2nd and 9 at the Saints 23.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. A gain of 13. It's a first down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Ready, ready. 10 Tucson. Check, before you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And go.
On 1st and 10, Franks eluding the press. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Looking to throw. Franks out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no yardage.
Okay.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Franks, he's going to take a shot for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Coverage there by Von Bell.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And he will find his man on the outside. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. A give to Camaro running right. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. On 4th down on now is the lefty Ryan Allen to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple.
Motion to backfield. Motion to the backfield.
On the carry, it's Lynch. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Johnson. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. 90, Wolf, 61, Matchbox, right.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Franks going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
Set, 58, read, 54. Switch up, switch up. Spine, pilot, 64, read. Ready, go.
The 1st down carry here for Johnson. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Back to the ground, this time Lynch. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Lions on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Franks. Throwing right, and that's complete. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
This is Lynch. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage is coming through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Delta. 4-7's the mic. 4-7's the mic.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Looking to throw. Franks. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. A nice pickup there. 19 yards. And they're set up better for third. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
The Lions on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
Detroit Lions, first down. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Back to throw. Franks. Caught on the slant. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
2nd and goal from the 1. They'll run it with Johnson. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the... The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Johnson's got it complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A big play there. 83 yards. As they are now on the board here in the first half.
Well, if the plan is to come in here and go toe-to-toe with these guys, it certainly does not hurt if you hit them with a big shot along the way, too.
That's got to give them some confidence. And the other thing right now, it quiets this crowd, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that is what is called the intended consequence of their actions.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Looking to throw. Franks. And his throw's going to be incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, check Mike 47. Check ready. Go.
Operating from the gun. Franks. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it here. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape.
Check right, check right. Tiny's Ringo. Tiny's on the Ringo. Tiny's on the Ringo. 3 down, 3 down.
And an alley to run. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Here we go.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack.
He's brought down back at the 16-yard line.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Here's Campbell. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
I got you.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
second down now. It's Lynch. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They run again on first down, Lynch. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. They run. Lynch. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. And he gets it down to the 32. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at the 32-yard line.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
General, pass. Ready, go.
On the ground, it's Lynch. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a loss of 3 and now a much tougher third down looming. So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Back to throw. Franks. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 25-yard line.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
Ready, ready. 10 Tucson. Quit talking. Grace don't travel. Grace don't travel. Ready.
They'll run on first down. Johnson. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
A run here with Lynch. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Here we go. 60 orange. They're running it. 36. Ready, go.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Open man is Galladay, complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A gain of 6 there on first.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll run with Lynch. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
Let's go now. And Lobo, 80 weapon.
They'll run for it with Lynch. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Got to give a lot of credit to the defensive front there. They held their ground, pretty much stoned them on that play, and ended up creating a lost yardage play.
Yeah, drop them from the 1 back to the 2. They come out here in the I. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
So can this New Orleans defense stand tall again? 3rd and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
That's fielded in the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up? It's caught inside the 25. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14.
Saints 14. Will Lutz to kick off for the Warriors.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. Back now at Ford Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Tight on this side, boys. Tight on the left. Tight on the left. Move. Ready.
They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
It's now 3rd and 4.
The Lions on third down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Franks. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, Franks. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. 23 yards, the final tally.
Partner, if you and I were playing quarterback in this one, we would be really confident right now throwing it to him, wouldn't we?
Yeah, he's been spectacular. He's just saying, hey, I was all state. I'll make it rain out here. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Back to throw. Franks. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Not much happening there on 1st down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Rip left, rip left. Go, go. 65, 65. 65. Go, go. He's coming to you. He's coming to you. Motion. Hey, hey, hey.
He'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Mike Daniels in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
Good job.
Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Come on, set. Get the flag. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Jim, 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 Jim. Don't take. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Back to throw here. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete.
Yeah.
They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
Hey, Mike 52. Get him, get him, get him. Hey, Mike 52, Mike 52. Check tight end, check tight. Check tight.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. They're able to keep the drive alive. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Ready.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down.
He's coming, double up.
Second down and inches. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Now back to throw. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Back to the ground, it's Kamara. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning.
Here we go. Here we go.
Second and 11. Flush to his right. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They face a critical third down now, needing a score here in the late going. He'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Saints have taken the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Ready. March 47.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Watch the pass.
A 10th carry for Kamara. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Lutz with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. To throw on 2nd down. Franks, he's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Incomplete on the default. Marshawn Lattimore there defensively.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Franks. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Back to throw. Franks. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. Charles, in this one, I think the storyline really, the 4th quarter, coming into it neck and neck, but they were able to separate, put their foot on the gas, and get the win.
And since you mentioned neck and neck, I'm going to stay with a little bit of a horse racing theme. It was that close, and then really went into the gallop and finished it strong.
One more horse racing theme. I am glad you posted today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So for New Orleans, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll be off to Oakland next week for a date with the Raiders. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.